Well, interestingly enough, as a business, we were actually part of a trio of small consultancies who were taken on by the Department for Transport 6 or 7 years ago to develop a benchmarking toolkit for driver management because they felt there was going to be a driver shortage. What then happened was that everybody just went out to Poland and Eastern Europe and brought all the drivers in. And so our driver toolkit, to give you a metric on it, we had 300 companies using it, so they were measuring where they were on 3 or 4 criteria, and then they could improve in certain areas, and they could see how they were doing against their peer group. What happened was that of the 300, only 3 were willing to pay for it. Once the Department for Transport said, right, it's now a commercial thing, you've got to pay for this. So suddenly it was a non-issue. Now with the driver CPC and an ageing driving force, a lot of people are actually coming out of the industry, and it's creating a huge problem for the pallet networks and the network operators, because volume are going into these things that they're not designed for, and so that's a big problem. And I'm not quite sure what the solution is, because people talk about young drivers. So that's always been an issue, because a lot of the companies are worried about giving £150,000 rigs to 18-year-olds. I'm not saying that's right or wrong. I'm just saying and it's the insurance. There's all sorts of implications on it. But there's no pool of people anymore. In the old days, when I first started editing motor transport in the early 80s, the army was a lot of people in the Royal Transport Corps, now the Royal Logistic Corps, they came out of the army. You had all these drivers who'd been trained to high standards were there. They don't exist anymore. So, and it's not appealing. This what I call nomadic sort of, tramping around the country in a way for 4 or 5. It doesn't fit in with people's family lives, and young people just don't want to do that. They're happy to do what you'd call sort of 9 to 5 sort of delivery type secondary distribution stuff, but the trunking stuff and being away for 4 days, people don't want to do.